My name is Marc Eisenbath. I actually run the research team at Arbor Networks. Our team is called ACERT. We are responsible for mostly doing malware analysis, doing research, and basically feeding the intelligence to the Arbor products. Yes, we actually leverage Atlas, which is our system for monitoring most of the internet around the world. Our sensorium is basically, we leverage data that we get from regional ISPs in Latin America. And from this sort of platform, we've noticed a rise in two specific type of attacks. The first, banking attacks, which are targeting banks here via things like phishing and other various sorts of attack vectors. And also we've, in the last few months, seen some very large network attacks leveraging the NTP protocol, which have actually had very large impact on the region as well. From Arbor's point of view, we find it very critical. We actually have a legacy of supporting and providing products to the Internet's ISP community. And one of the ways that we have to mitigate these sort of attacks is to leverage an on-premise solution that the customers, like whether they be enterprises or state and local governments, can actually communicate up to the ISP to relieve some of these attacks. And so we actually have built foundational technology on this sort of collaboration. Furthermore, for folks that are not necessarily Arbor customers, we actually provide a lot of information. We work with about 100 national organizations around the globe that we provide information to in order to be able to stop incidents. So honestly, from our point of view, cleaning up these incidents is the most important thing, and whether you're an Arbor customer or not, we try to make that happen. So we see our role as being very critical in this ecosystem to get this stuff cleaned up before it impacts our networks further. Yes, I think we see most of the challenges we see in this area are really sort of financial based. I mean, a lot of companies, just really don't have the resources to have an effective security posture. About 10 years ago, we saw a trend where a lot of folks were buying security equipment, but really didn't have the resources to hire people to actually run their security departments. And I think there's a good awareness now that you have to have both people and technology to solve some of these problems. So from our perspective, we see resources being a big problem, and following on the second question, we think cooperation among state and regional and governments also contributing to this as well. So I would say the two together. Yes, this is an interesting question. I mean, obviously, we have seen in the U.S. This very topic being called into question. Obviously with the NSA and this government spying programs. In Latin America, I think there's interest in improving individual rights through similar sorts of measures, both in Brazil and Mexico. And I think this is a very difficult question to answer. I don't think there's really a right answer here, but from our perspective, there's a lot that governments can do to protect these individual rights, but yet they have a huge responsibility to do so. And so, I think it'll be interesting to see as other governments have followed, will they follow some of the lessons learned in the U.S., or will they try to not fall into the same pitfalls? So I think it'll be a very interesting thing to watch in the next 6 months to a year. Thank you.